Welcome back to my Legends Expanded Universe chronological timeline rating, where I go through the expanded universe according to my personal timeline, list order, and rank each and every individual piece of media on a 10-point scale. Today I am back with Tales of the Jedi, The Fall of the Sith Empire, number 2, and in this issue, Jory Daragon is brought before a trial. It's basically a mock trial. They're so busy worrying about war heroes and war criminals from the reunification wars to worry about her, and so they just ship her off to a prison colony, and that's that. Meanwhile, the Sith Empire are building forces, and Nagasadal gets on what will be an iconic ship to the expanded universe. He gets on his Sith battle meditation sphere, because he is going to coordinate the battle. Even though his ship is smaller than the warships, he's going to coordinate the battle, and he puts Gav on the bridge of his flagship, because Gav will need to prove himself. So that's where Nagasadal puts Gav. And Gav is a bit worried about Jory. He's like, well, we need to make sure Jory's away from the fighting and such. Meanwhile, Jory is mining some blue crystal things on this prison colony where she now works. And she knows that she has to warn everyone and that her cries have to be heard. So she steals like this drone ship and gets into orbit, but the prison guards are quick to shoot it down. Luckily, her ship comes with like a parachute hang glider thing. It's kind of weird, but she deploys this parachute hang glider thing and falls back into the city of Sinagar. So she was able to fly off the planet, the prison colony planet, fly over Sinagar before getting decimated, but able to deploy this hang glider thing and get planet side. And then she climbs up the walls of the palace and sneaks in a window to get an audience with Empress Tida, and she's quickly surrounded by guns and spears, or by blasters and spears, and she just gets all tearful and pleads with Empress Tida to listen to her. And the Jedi were like, Odener's like, because the Jedi are there too, and Odener is like, just as my vision predicted, she's here. And Mehmet Nadil, the other Jedi, is like, now we can gather the Jedi Knights and prepare to defend ourselves. And Empress Tida listens to her, and she's like, well, this wasn't the best way to request an audience, but we believe you. And Jory's like, oh, good, my cries, my pleading to warn someone has finally been answered, and now I've done my part to protect the Republic. So now the Republic are aware the Sith are on the way, and they are preparing. And meanwhile, Gav questions Nagasadal, is it a good idea to take all of our ships, all of our forces away from the Sith Empire, away from Korriban, Drummond, Cass, Zios, all of those, to their staging point, and all of their ships, all of their people are going to be going through the Republic to expand the reach of the Empire. And Gav is like, is that a good idea, leaving the rest of the Sith Empire unprotected? And as we'll see later, it wasn't a good idea, but it's the decision that Nagasadal makes, because they need to focus on expansion, all these new worlds to conquer, all this new power that they can have. So they are coming, and they launch into hyperspace to come to the Empress Teta system, where they are going to start their invasion. This is another really solid issue. The art here is really good. Well, one complaint I had is that I think Jory's escape was really rushed, and like it had to happen, right? She had to warn Empress Teta, but at the same time, it's too easy. You'd think that someone would have grabbed her before she got into the drone ship. You'd think she would have been shot down before she got into space. You would have thought she'd have died when her ship blew up instead of deploying a hang glider. I just think it's obviously forced because it needed to happen, but I just didn't like it very much. For that reason, it gets a lower issue rating, a 4 of 10, but you know, it's still a really solid issue. And the Sith are coming, and it really feels like a threat. It feels like a Yuzon Vong style threat that they are coming in forces, and everyone better watch out. Who's going to live? Who's going to die? So there's some intensity, some urgency. It's a really good issue overall. I did enjoy it. There are some nitpicks I had with this one. But what about you guys? What did you think of issue 2 of Tales of the Jedi, The Fall of the Sith Empire?